Hello, my friends. Why are weddings so outrageously expensive? I recently got engaged in the past couple of months and I've been trying to find a venue and start planning for the actual wedding. And I cannot believe the audacity of some of these wedding venues. Absolutely insane. Let's talk about it.
The thing that's irking my nerves as a 2026 bride is the sheer cost of weddings. You can have the most plain wedding. You just want people to come and see a few flowers on the table with some candles and have some nice chairs that are comfortable to sit in, and that's already $30,000.
Mhm.
Not to mention, you want to remember your wedding. You want to see beautiful pictures and videos that you could keep for years to show your kids. That's another $20,000.
Mhm.
And you're not even doing the most. You don't have people flipping in the air, fire breathers, people swinging across the ceilings. You don't even have drapes and all the other things. You're literally just trying to have a basic wedding that is nice, like any other event that's nice, that has a few centerpieces and linens and chairs for people to sit in. What has this industry come to, and why?
It's disgusting. It's price gouging to a degree that I can't even fathom. I can't fathom the greed to try and seriously have people pay, $20,000 for photos or a few $1,000s for flowers that grow in the ground, okay? They're free. And they charge an insane amount of money. It's so sickening.
Your wedding day should be memorable, but should it cost this much? I'm not so sure. This is the projected average wedding cost in 2026 per the Harpson Journal. If you're planning to get married in 2026 or have gotten married, please share in the comments how much you budgeted for your wedding or how much you spent on your wedding. Starting off with the venue and catering average projected cost of $13,000, photography and video average projected cost of $3,600, planning and coordination average projected cost of $3,000, floral and decor average projected cost of $3,000, entertainment average projected cost of $2,500, attire and beauty average projected cost of $2,000, rentals and lighting average projected cost of $1,800, stationery and signage average projected cost of $700. If you stayed this long, please hit that follow button. Transportation average projected cost of $500, miscellaneous average projected cost of $1,000. Total average projected cost for a wedding in 2026, $31,000.
I'm really curious. Anybody watching this video, if you've been married for a long time, let me know how much you spent on your wedding. Or if you know people who are getting married, like how much is that? Are people really spending this amount? Because it's mind-blowing to me. It really is. I mean, you could seriously tour Europe with that amount of money. You could buy a house, you could do so many other things to start off your life together. And yeah, I just can't believe people are really paying this much.
I'm a 2026 bride. Me and my fiance just had a discussion about where we're at in regards to wedding costs. And we're both trying to figure out, how do we get to this number? It's like you can't even have like the most basic wedding without spending at least $30,000.
Yeah, even we've been to a few weddings recently in the past couple of years, and nobody even uses real flowers anymore because they're so expensive. And even with fake flowers, even if you try to condense it down, not have a lot of people there, you are still looking at a small fortune.
How are people affording a wedding nowadays? Like, I've been engaged for 6 years and now I'm like, okay, it's
Girl, 6 years? That's a long time to be engaged. I'm sorry. I would be asking a lot more questions other than when are we getting married? Or where are we getting married? Why have we been engaged for 6 years? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Am I crazy on that?
finally time to take the plunge to Planet. We've toured Napa. Now we're in San Diego touring venues. And every time they say the price of the venue, I gasp out loud. Are you joking me? $42,000 for 12 hours somewhere, and you're going to kick me out at 10 p.m. I'm not understanding this. Then I get into the spiral of looking at what would going to Europe, how much would that cost would look like. I could spend a fraction of that and have the most amazing European vacation. And then I'm talking to a wedding planner in Europe, and then a European wedding planner is like, you need $80,000 to $90,000 for 30 people to have a wedding in Europe. I'm like, excuse me, ma'am? What? How are people doing that? How are people doing this?
The more
Why is my question? Why has absolutely everything become some sort of commodity to be exploited? I even love, I can't marry the person that I love without giving a kidney for it. We're serious. I literally, listen, the other day, my fiance and I went to look at a beautiful venue. It was on the river. You know, it was an old house that somebody bought and they kind of converted it into a little vineyard. And then they had a little restaurant there and an old house. And we walked around and the lady really sold us on the place, to be honest. I mean, it was gorgeous. We both were like, wow, we could get married here. Like, this is gorgeous. And we get to the very end and she's adding up the price for everything. And she slips that paper over to us and my jaw dropped. She quoted us $48,000. $48,000. And she was like, what's wrong with that? Like, you know, what do you think of this number? And we both were, I didn't want to be like, I think you're on crack or something to seriously suggest that we spend $48,000 on a single day of our lives. But I didn't say that. I held my tongue, of course. And I was just like, oh, you know, it's a deal. I literally said that like an idiot. But again, just outrageous. The audacity.
expensive the wedding is, the higher chance of divorce. And this
Yeah.
is not my opinion. The Montari Law Group did a study and found that when couples have weddings that cost over $20,000, they were 1.6 times more likely to get a divorce.
I believe it because you're starting your marriage off with divorce. You know what I mean? You're not divorced. You're starting your marriage off with debt, like a huge amount of debt for the most part. Most people don't have $30,000 to $40,000 laying around to just drop on a wedding, you know? And even if your parents help you, that's wonderful. But still, like, just the guilt of spending that amount of money, I would feel so guilty. I would fight about that.
That means if you spend $20,000 on your wedding, you are 60% more likely to get a divorce than people who don't. I think there's three major things that cause that. Number one, financial stress. When couples first get married, they're walking into their marriage with debt from their wedding, and that's immediately going to cause tension and resentment. Two, when couples do spend over $20,000 on their wedding, they are choosing to prioritize image over the functionality of their actual relationship. And lastly, the correlation with personality traits. Those who are drawn to extravagant displays often score higher in traits like narcissism and materialism, which
I believe
are
it.
both linked to lower relationship satisfaction and longevity.
Yeah, he really hit the nail on the head there too with the narcissism thing. I've also noticed at a few of the weddings that we've been to, like some of them, you know, when they have you like pose and take photos and everything at the end, it's just weird. It's very performative. You know, you want it to be this joining together of your families and you want to just have a good time with your friends and family. And nowadays it's just like all about the image. It's all about the photos, getting those Insta pics, and it's just so shallow and like completely defeats the purpose of starting off your life with someone that you love. So anyway, that's going to be the video today. It's not going to be very long. I just wanted to rant about that a little bit because I'm so overwhelmed with this wedding planning thing. At this point, I'm going to just literally get married in the woods behind my house and call it a day and just be happy with that because you know what? There's nothing more beautiful to me than God's creation anyway. So that might be what we end up doing. So I will see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful weekend and have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye.